Welcome to Codehaven Online. Today, we will be looking at Worksheet 7, which builds upon the maze that you built in Worksheet 6. So, if you haven't done Worksheet 6 yet, make sure to do that first and then come back here. As you can see here, your maze should look something like this after doing Worksheet 6. We're going to add some cool features to our maze. The first thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that ScratchCat starts at the beginning of the maze every time. So the way that we can do that is that we can go to Motion, and then we can select the block that says go to X, Y. And we can hit that right after the green flag to make sure it happens every time. And the start, if you remember from Worksheet 6, is about -203, -149. So let's click the green flag to test it out, and it works. So let's add a start page to make things really interesting. We can look for a backdrop right here by clicking the backdrop button. And then you can look for the coolest backdrop that you can find to welcome someone to your maze. I will choose Space City, and to add a cool message to your backdrop, you can click on Backdrops, and you can click on this tab called Backdrops, and then selecting the Paint tool, you can write a welcoming message. I will say, hi, and then I'll click on Code and click on the sprite again, so we're back in our code. So since this is a start page, we want the player to automatically see it right away. We want them to see our cool start page. The way we can do that is we can click on Looks, and we can click on the block that says Switch Backdrop to. And so we can put that there. So as soon as your player hits the green flag, it'll switch to this backdrop. But we want it to switch back. So maybe after some time, we can switch back to an actual maze so that they can actually play the maze. So let's go to Control, and let's drag this wait 1 second block underneath this block, and let's make them wait, say, 2 seconds so they can really have a good look at it. And then let's switch back to an actual maze using a switch backdrop to block. In this case, we can switch backdrop to our first maze. And if we click the green flag, we'll get to look at our cool start page, and then it'll show the first maze. So good job! Now that we've added a start page, let's add a win page. We want to congratulate our player if they make it to the green circle or the green heart. So very similarly, we can choose a backdrop. And now look for your best win backdrop. I'll go with hearts. And so again, if you want to add a sort of winning message, you can click on the backdrop, then click on this backdrops tab, then click on the paint tool, and then you can add a cool message. Like, I'll add a smiley face. So now we can go back to our code, and now we have to decide where to add this win page. Where do you think you should add this win page? Well, I think that we should add the win page when we win. And so how do we know when we win? Well, if you'll remember, we win when the ScratchCat touches the color green. So in this conditional where it says, if ScratchCat is touching the color green, then we want to show our winning page. So if we go up to Looks, and we drag the purple block, switch backdrop to hearts, we can put that in here. And let's test it out. Our start page, our maze. I can win this one. Almost there. And got it. Now I got the hearts as a reward. Now that we have a start and a win page, how about it's time to start counting points? So to start points, we're going to need a variable to act as a sort of container. So let's go to variables, which are orange. And you can make a variable called score points. Let's call it points. And so every single time a player starts a new game, we want them to start off with 0 points. It's only fair. We don't want to give anyone an advantage. So let's drag this block, set to 0. And let's make it the first thing that happens immediately when the game starts. But now we want to change points to 0, not my variable. And so now we have to decide, where do we change the number of points? Maybe we'll give points, maybe we'll take away points, maybe we'll give a certain number of points if a certain thing happens. It's up to you. So in my game, I'll say that if Scratch Cat reaches the goal, the green goal, then that's 10 points, plus 10 points. But if Scratch Cat hits a wall, then that's minus a point. So to do that, we're going to need 2 of these change variable by 1 blocks. So let's just put them here for now. And I said that I wanted to add them whenever Scratch Cat hits a wall or hits the goal. So we know that Scratch Cat hits the goal if Scratch Cat is touching green. So we can drag one of these blocks into here. And again, we want it to be the points variable. And we said that we would give Scratch Cat 10 points. Okay, on the other hand, we want to take away points when Scratch Cat hits a wall. So how do we know when Scratch Cat hits a wall? It's when Scratch Cat touches this pink color. So likewise, here, we can change points, but not by a positive amount. We're taking away from Scratch Cat, so a negative amount. So let's try it out. We have our start screen, and then we start off with a score of 0, and minus 1 points. Minus 2 points. Now we have a point system. Good job. Now that we have all of this fancy stuff, let's add some more fancy stuff, like levels. Some questions to consider are, when should Scratch Cat play a new level? Or should the rules be different? Is there a time limit, let's say? And how similar is the code between levels? So for today, let's make the code exactly the same. And let's take a look at my 2 levels. So my 2 levels are here. They're the level kind of given to us, and then the level we created in Worksheet 6, except with straighter lines. And so we need to somehow transition between those levels, those different mazes. As you can see here, I've been struggling to get through this level. So I think that I'm going to be able to switch levels when I want. Sometimes players aren't going to be able to do your maze and they'll get frustrated. But rather than let them leave, maybe let them try another maze that might be easier. So we're going to need a few blocks for this one. We're going to need a conditional, for sure. So if I get frustrated, I need to switch levels. Or maybe we can do something that the computer will understand. Like if I hit the key N, then that will stand for next, as in next maze. So we need sensing, because we need to see if the letter N on the keyboard is pressed. So let's select N, and we said if N is selected, then we want to switch mazes. And we do that by using the purple block that we've been using a lot today, which is switch backdrop. So in this case, we will switch backdrop to the other maze. So let's say my first maze. And so this is almost ready, except there's one thing missing. And that thing is, if you start a new level, you want to start at the beginning of the maze, right? So we're going to need that block that sets Scratch Cat back to the beginning, which is set X, Y block. So we can just drag that block and put it in this conditional. And now it's ready to be added in the forever loop. So we can just stick this conditional at the bottom. And let's try it out. So when green flag is pressed, my score goes back to 0. I see the start screen, and I'm not doing too well again. I'm getting frustrated. I want to go to the next. So I press my key N, and there it is, the next maze. So now that we've added levels, let's start adding sounds, because everything's more exciting with sounds. If you go to the sound bunch, then you will see that there are these blocks called start sound meow. So it's up to you, like when you want Scratch Cat to meow, but I think that I will want Scratch Cat to meow whenever Scratch Cat goes up or to the right. So how do we know when Scratch Cat goes up or to the right? Well, Scratch Cat goes up or to the right when these conditionals happen. So if key up arrow pressed, or if key right arrow pressed. So let's drag these sound blocks, start sound meow, and let's put them under the right arrow, and let's put them under the up arrow. And so now, when we press green flag, Scratch Cat will make meows, which is definitely more fun. Now I think it's about time that we started adding some new objects to our maze to make it more exciting. So next on the worksheet, we can make Scratch Cat teleport. So that means that we need to add teleport portals. So to do that, we can click on backdrops, and then we can draw in a teleport. I think that I will make mine triangles. So with the brush tool selected, I'll just draw a triangle right here. And then likewise, in my other maze, I'll also draw a purple triangle right here. Going back to the code for ScratchCat, we now need to add in some code that will take ScratchCat somewhere else in the maze as soon as ScratchCat touches this purple triangle, because this purple triangle is a teleport. It'll make ScratchCat go somewhere else, like right away. And so what we need is we definitely need a conditional, because if ScratchCat touches triangle, ScratchCat moves. But we also need a motion block to make ScratchCat go somewhere immediately. So let's go to conditionals and let's grab an if-then block. So we know that if ScratchCat is touching the color purple, he will transport. So we can go to sensing and we can grab one of these touching color blocks and we can just put it in right there. And then we can change the color to the color of the teleport that we just added in by selecting this tool at the bottom and then just focusing on the edge right here. So now we have a block that says, if ScratchCat is touching the color purple, then do what? Well, we want ScratchCat to move somewhere to a specific XY coordinate. And it's up to you as to what coordinate that may be. But keep in mind that you don't want ScratchCat to teleport on a wall, right? Or else that wouldn't be very nice. Or you might want that to happen. You might want ScratchCat to go immediately to the goal. So, what's a good number instead? Well, a good number that I like is negative 210 in this example, along with 60. So you'll see where this takes us when we try it out, but let's just add it to the forever loop for now. So let's stick it in at the bottom, and let's press the green flag to see what happens. So ScratchCat is going. Oops. Oh, this is very hard. This is why we implemented the next button. And what happens when I touch the teleport? Oh, I immediately go even farther away from the target. So let's say I want to try the next maze. I press the N, and it's going pretty well so far. But what happens if I touch the teleport? It brings me almost to the beginning. So this will be a fun thing for people to try out. Now that we've added a teleport, that brings us to the end of our worksheet. But great job today! You have added sounds when ScratchCat moves, you've added a teleport, a starting page, a winning page, and a point system. Very exciting stuff. But know that this is only the beginning. You can add as many details as you want to your maze. You can even add whole mazes. It's all up to you. But hopefully you have the tools to make whatever you want. Great job today, and see you next time.